Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about Sharesies versus Stake. So I'll be talking about the main differences between the two, the fee structure, how you can get started, what I've personally invested in, and also just a few things to know. If it's your first time on this channel, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and let's get started. So what are the main differences? So with Sharesies, it's been on the New Zealand market since 2016. And Stake actually just joined the NZ market. However, Stake has been on the Australian and US market for quite a few years now. The main thing with Sharesies is it focuses on NZ shares and NZ companies, whereas with Stake it focuses on the US companies. So you're investing in US stock, and a few examples are like with New Zealand, you'd be investing in like Auckland Airport, Port of Tauranga, Spark New Zealand, Meridian Energy. So just companies we see on a day-to-day basis. And with Stake, you'd be investing in companies like Amazon, Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, and the likes of even Nike. And at the time I'm recording this video, so Sharesies doesn't have access to the US stock in terms of companies. However, you can invest in like managed funds, but they do have the feature being rolled out soon. So as soon as Stake came onto the NZ market, Sharesies actually announced that they're going to be allowing people to invest directly in the US market. However, that's something now as of May 2020, which hasn't been rolled out yet. Another thing as well is Sharesies doesn't have an app, but they, regardless if you use their website from your mobile phone or even from the desktop, its user interface is actually really easy to use. And Stake does actually have an app in comparison to Sharesies. With Sharesies, they have something called a monthly fee. So it's based on your portfolio value. So if your portfolio is up to $50, then you have no fees, so there's no monthly fee. If your portfolio is up to $3,000, you have a monthly fee of $1.50. And if your portfolio value is over $3,000, then your fee will be $3 per month. So in other words, if you work it out, that's $36 per year, and that's just your monthly fee. Sharesies has is what they call a brokerage fee. So for any stock that you buy or sell, there actually is a fee on it. So example, if you're trading up to $3,000, then the fee is 0.5%. And if you're trading anywhere above 3,000, then your fee is 0.1%. So example of this is, let's say you are purchasing $3,000 worth of stock in a specific company. So that's $3,000 and you're getting charged $15. But let's say you're purchasing $4,000 in that same company, you actually get charged 0.5% up to the $3,000, so that's $15, and then you get charged 0.1% on that $1,000, so then that's $1, so total is $16. If you're dealing with funds in comparison to directly investing in companies, there isn't a brokerage fee. However, the fund managers have something called a management fee, and this does vary from fund to fund, and yeah, so that's something else to look out for, but there isn't a brokerage fee, and sometimes you find those fees for these managed funds are actually a little bit lower as well. So that's just something to keep in mind. So with Stake, they don't actually have a monthly fee like Sharesies. So the thing with them is it doesn't cost, it's $0 per month if you're on a starter pack. So that starter pack actually comes with unlimited trades, it comes with fractional shares and market order as well. But the thing is, they've got something which is a little bit different. So they've got like a tier structure. So you've got your starter pack, which has no charge per month, and then you've got your medium one, which is your unlimited pack. So that one there gives you a little bit extra features, and then you've got the highest tier, which is actually called the black plan. So you've got 3 level of plans there. So this tier structure is a little bit different from what you see on Sharesies, but the thing is there's fees behind it too. So your starter pack is free, so there's no charge behind it. Your medium pack is $9 per month, and then your highest pack is $19 per month. So it does give you a whole bunch of extra features and all, and I would recommend you look into it. But since I'm just going with the basics, I won't really cover it too much at the moment. And also keep in mind, with the highest plan, you have to have invested 30K to be in that plan. And also they are offering free, so you can actually use that for free for the next 2 months. So up until July 2020, they are offering that plan for free. So if you are interested in trying it out and seeing those extra features as well, which Sharesies doesn't actually have, I would say go into it and check it out. However, if you do have any questions around some of those features, or you've seen those features and you want to know a little bit more, just drop a question below and I'll answer it. As mentioned with Stake, it is on the US market, so that means whenever you're purchasing from New Zealand on Stake, you're actually converting into US dollars. So that means that there is going to be a fee, so there's a foreign exchange fee on you. So the foreign exchange fee is 1%. So that means when you're purchasing shares on Stake, there is a little bit of a charge. So the reason is, first off, when you're buying there, you're buying in New Zealand dollars, so they have to convert it to US, and then when you're selling, they're selling it back, so you're going from US to New Zealand. So both ways there is going to be a 1% fee. Also, there is an option to speed that up, which is the one that I tried out as well, which is 0.5% charge. So in total, if you want to use the express option to get your funds quicker through, that's a charge of 1.5% on the amount you're converting. Another fee as well is actually the withdrawal fee. So anytime you withdraw from Stake, there is a $2 withdrawal fee. Since we're dealing with the US market, you also have to keep in mind as well that there are taxes. Yeah, there is a US tax form that has to be filled out, which Stake does fill out for you automatically when you first sign up, but that is something to keep in mind, which is usually $5. But at the time of doing this video, I haven't really reached the first year mark, so I can't give much details on that just yet. And also you got to keep in mind that since this is all stock you're buying in the US, you are subject to US regulatory fees as well. So I'll drop a link in the description so you can go through that. That's something I would recommend to read up a little bit more on before you sell your stock back in the US as well. Okay, so that's all the kind of details out of the way. So how can you get started? So the thing is, there are links as well, so I'll drop them in the description below. So if you want to sign up to Sharesies, if you use the link, you get $5 credit to invest in any of those companies or even in a managed fund. And there will also be a link for Stake as well. So if you want to invest in Stake, there is a link as well with the access code. So if you use that link, you can actually get access to free stock, which I guess it's free, but at the same time, you have to invest the minimum amount to be eligible for it. So if you invest a minimum of 25 New Zealand dollars through that link, you will actually get free stock back. So you have 3 options. So it's Nike, Dropbox, and GoPro. But it's a little bit different. It's not one you can choose. It's actually when you click the link and you put the money in, it does like a little bit of a, what do you call it? Like a giveaway wheel. So that, yeah, so it's a little bit different. So it's a giveaway wheel, it spins, and then it stops on one of the 3. So when I did it, I got, I believe it was Nike, and which was the value of like $90 when I got it. So I invested, to start off, I had invested only $25. I clicked the link and I got $90 so worth of stock. And yeah, so that's another way to do it. If you are genuinely interested, those are referral links, so I get a little bit of a kickback from you signing up too, but there's no loss to you from that. Cool, so this is actually what I've invested in between the two. So a lot more of my portfolio is with Sharesies because I've been with them longer. It has been about, in the last few months, it did hit, I think the highest I had seen was about negative $700, and that was because of the coronavirus and just the uncertainty around the market. It is actually recovering now, so I'm seeing my stock is back up at plus 200. But what I did was, when I was at the lowest, I did actually invest more in those companies that before the drop weren't doing too well. So that way when it comes back up to normal, which will be a few years, it won't be something I'll see in a few months, then I will actually average it out and I'll be able to sell those shares at a profit. At the time of recording this video, I haven't invested too much in Stake because with the US market, I don't feel like they've hit the rock bottom just yet. I feel like we're going to see another wave of drops that we had seen in March. But at the same time, with any kind of investing, whenever you're investing in stock, there is uncertainty. So either this will be a big mistake on my end and the stock will go up and I won't get it at a good price, or there will be a drop and I'll be able to invest in it. But I've been seeing a lot of investors as well actually selling a lot of their stock and holding on to cash. So that means they're waiting for a drop. But it's, once again, it's based on research and making sure that whatever you choose, you are ready to commit with it for the long term. If I don't invest now and it goes up, then I guess I've missed my chance. But there is always other drops as well. But there is a few companies that I'm looking at, example being Tesla and Amazon, which, yeah, they are actually valued a lot higher. So you find that these companies, like in comparison to New Zealand stock, these companies are like well over like $500 to $800 per share, whereas in New Zealand they're not that expensive. But it is something to look into, especially when there's a big drop. So these are just a few things that I feel like you should know before investing. So any money you actually invest in shares, keep in mind this is a high risk place. You'll find that the money that you're putting in there, you have to be ready to actually, I guess, lose it all. In other words, like when my portfolio was at negative 700, I wasn't stressing out over it too much. So I kind of checked it. I just want to see how low it would go. So for me, negative 700, a lot of people I saw actually had negative thousands. Yeah, like myself as well. And then they actually purchased more shares because the market's always going to recover, whether it's a year, whether it's 5 years, whether it's 10 years, 20 years, it's going to recover. But I would suggest don't put money in there that you're going to need for a rainy day. So in other words, like this example as well is actually with COVID-19. A lot of people had invested money that they needed during this time, and they had to withdraw their money at a loss. So don't put money in there that you're gonna need during a crisis or during a rainy day. So that's just, I guess that's something that you need to keep in mind. Also, any money you put into like Sharesies or stake, make sure it isn't from any kind of savings that would be from an emergency fund. And if you don't have a financial budget, I would recommend having a financial budget. Also, I recommend having an emergency fund that's outside of your investment plan. And lastly, talk with a qualified financial advisor before putting money into even Sharesies, stake, HB Securities, Hatch, Invest Now, any of the platforms. Talk with a qualified advisor. If not, join one of the Facebook groups and actually ask questions, because these are people that have been doing it for a lot longer than yourself, and they can answer all the questions you have. And generally these groups are really, really nice people as well, so they are always there to help. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, share the video with anyone that might benefit from it, and if I did miss something or you want to add something, feel free to just drop a comment below. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe right here and watch one of these 2 videos up on the screen. Until next time, guys, catch yous up.